fly with me, let's fly away.
Ah, the golden days of travel, the cabin trunks, the silver service, the monogrammed sick bags.
Come fly with me.
In the days when the sun never set on the British Empire, it seemed the holder of a British passport never had a door shut in his face. It wouldn't last forever, as this even-handed piece by a young Newsnight reporter makes clear.
The British passport wasn't so much something you presented for inspection by some grubby little border policeman, but an icon you brandish proudly. It demanded admission. It was solid, sturdy and understated, like the front door of number 10, the radiator grille of a Rolls-Royce, or the buildings of Whitehall. These days people still want to travel in style, but they have to do so on something smaller and flimsier and looking like a passbook of the Nuneaton Building Society.
Today, the Sun called for the return of the navy blue British passport, saying the government must make plans to reintroduce the blue ones, the sooner the better. We'll be the first in the queue for a new blue. The newspaper's not alone.
We want our country back.
I want my passport back.
This was former UKIP leader Nigel Farage during the referendum campaign. Nobody's over keen on their passport photo. Good luck to this loser ever getting an upgrade. But what do people feel about the passport itself?
I feel like I'm interrogated by the Bulgarian secret police.
Holiday? The director of the Design Museum never leaves the house without his.
If you open it up, you find those immortal words about Her Britannic Majesty requests and requires us to leave. And what poetry that is. If you actually look at a contemporary passport, it's full of feel-good notions of Britishness. This looks like the wind in the willows deep down. And there's a dragonfly in there somewhere. And strangely, isobars, which I guess is something about the weather. My family came from a country which no longer exists. It's called Yugoslavia, and they arrived in the 1930s. And for a long time, they had to have their Yugoslav passport with its blazing flags of communism and its star of socialism stamped with the words "licence to remain." And for my parents, getting their first blue British passport was a special moment.
What about the thoughts of a travel writer, forever crossing frontiers, collecting exotic stamps in the passport? We found one who's just been using hers to get from Mexico to California.
I don't have any romantic attachment to it, and I think that the idea of going back to the old passport is pure jingoism with no substance whatsoever. It's a very weak argument. The last thing we need at the moment is to be more inward-looking. We need to find ways of connecting with Europe at this time.
For families trying to get away on holiday this summer, kipping in their cars at Dover, uppermost on their minds has been the colour of the passport. Some are calling for an overhaul.
Our current passport isn't beautiful; it's functional. When I looked at the thing in the Sun, the blue one is it's even clunkier. It's a big clunky passport, not beautiful at all. We've got to start thinking of beauty, and that can be done. There's a big difference between funky and that word funky and beauty, and design can make something beautiful and that sums up what this nation is.
Well, that's our papers in order. Now where's that bloke in the arrivals hall holding up a sign with our names misspelled?